Hey guys, so I read a book last year that I forgot to blog about, so I thought about, why not do it this year? It was actually my favorite book last year, and it was a totally new very humor book. It's called Losing It by Cora Carmack, and I had no idea who she was, but the book just caught my attention because one had a weird name for a main female. Her name is Bliss. So, Bliss. Bliss. I found it weird. But, what I love about the book is it's very humorous, and I love how the story goes through the adventurous virgin student. Yeah, another virgin student. But, she's a theater major, so it's something different. And, this starts out of hers like getting tired of being the only one being a virgin and her friends in the college area. So her friend takes her to a bar, says, "All right, we'll get you ready. See who'll take you and pop it." But she chooses a guy that's just is in the corner reading literature, and she's like, "Oh, he's reading literature." And she goes up to him and says, "What's up? See, you're reading a book." And to boot, he's British. So it's like, wow, guy who likes to go to a bar, reads a book, and is British. So she picks him up, they hang out, they talk. She gets all, and I have a favorite part that I actually want to read to show you how funny I thought this book was. Alright, well, it's, page 43. They both meet her, take her back home to her house. There we go. It is possible that I might not make it to sex. With the way he is mapping out my body with his lips, I was going to spontaneous combust before we ever get that far. His fingers twirled up my thighs and stroked my skin. My hip just blew the waistband of my panties. Something in my brain panicked filled me. I was going to be so terrible at this. The worst thing he'd ever had, probably. And then he'd never want to see me again. And I really wanted to see him again. I'd probably be traumatized and never want to have sex again, which meant every relationship for the rest of my life would fail. And I would end up alone and miserable with 9 cats and a ferret. I didn't want to end up alone and miserable with 9 cats and a ferret. Then one of his hands pushed my panties to the side, and I was anything but miserable. Blank danced around my edges of my vision, and all the feeling in my body seemed to narrow to the one spot where he was touching me. And holy fierce failure. It felt amazing. His fingers hit the spot inside me that made me arch up and toward him. My hands had a mind of their own. They kneeled at his back and then slipped around his stomach. Oh God, Bliss. He placed his final lingering kiss on my lips and then pulled it back until he was kneeling above me. I heard a metal clink of his zipper and kept my eyes focused on the frame of his shoulders enfolded with his clothes. He stood for a few seconds and fixed his eyes on the ceiling. And I fixed my eyes on the ceiling. I wanted this badly. I was about to repeat when his lips and hands came back to me, almost depart, desperate. I could feel the pressure building low in my core, and every muscle in my legs was pulled tight as I waited for what I knew was coming. Then he dragged my panties down my legs, and his body settled into the crook of my thigh, and it was like I'd just been submerged into ice. I was about to have sex with a guy I just met, who knew absolutely nothing about who I knew nothing about, and he knew nothing about me. including the fact that I was a virgin. Oh God, and I wanted to go through it. I was sick of being a virgin. And he was unbelievably sexy, but this wasn't me. I couldn't do this, not with him. I just couldn't. I froze beneath him. But his mouth continued worshipping at the juncture between my neck and my shoulder. I should have told him I was a virgin, or that I wasn't ready. It wouldn't have been pretty or so easy, but at least he would have understood, probably. Instead, my eyes locked on the proclaimed cat cookie jar I inherited from my great-grandmother. My brain created a ridiculous excuse for the first thing that came out of my mind. Stop! Cats! Stop! What the hell was I saying? I put my heels on my palms against his shoulders and pushed him slightly. He pulled back. His eyes and hair moist and his lips swollen from our kisses. I almost changed my mind. He looked almost irresistible. Almost. Sorry, love. Did you say cats? Yes, I can't do this right now because I have a cat. Oh, yes. I have a cat that I need to take care of. I have to take care of my cat. So I can't do this. I gestured between us, hoping to God that it didn't sound so crazy to him. As I said to myself, I didn't even have a cat. I didn't even have a cat. I don't know what misfired my brain, but I wanted to kick myself. I wanted to punch myself in the face until I lost consciousness. Right about then, I could have dived into a pool, even with a peck pop. His brain must have been as clouded as mine because he paused for a few moments, pressing, and then looked around. I don't see any cats. That's because it's not here. Yes. The cat I own. It's not here because I have to go get her. I forgot. I was supposed to pick her up. You're supposed to pick her up now? Oh, I pushed up against him, and this time he rolled off of me and to the side easily. Yes, she's at the vet, and it's 24-hour veterinarian. 24-hour veterinarian? Yeah, we have those here in America. Totally. Worst excuse ever. And I was supposed to pick her up hours ago. You can't go by morning. I tried to slip on my panties back on my other foot, and I toppled backward, ass plummeting the floor. Jesus, Bliss. He hopped off the bed and knelt beside me, which only made me more flustered, concerning he was still naked and still, ready. He hopped off the bed and knelt beside me, which only... Okay. I'm fine. I promise. I'm fine. If I don't pick her up tonight, there will be a fee, and I can't afford it. Well, let me get dressed and I'll go with you. No! That's okay. Shouldn't your locksmith be coming? I guess, yeah. Great. I'm just gonna run. You can, let yourself out whenever you're ready. Done, just whenever, you like. I fluster. Oh, I love this book. It was like the best way to get over something sad in my lifetime last year. And it's a good humorous book, and it's a very good adventure. Oh, by the way, it's a teacher-student type of romance, but there's a secret I won't say, but you should really read it. So yeah, and I think on my Goodreads I gave it a 10. So yeah. loved it. See ya.